Hey, welcome to another episode of Hangin with Deez. I'm not sure if that video clip played or not. It looked like it was frozen. So here we are. Welcome to the shit show. I'm your host Deez. With me, of course, Bubba J. And the title pretty much says it all. Group therapy for Steeler fans and for, as you can see, uh,
I've moved on.
Cowboy fans who have moved on.
We've moved on. It's now baseball is our focus now in this house. We're still going to watch some football. I love that the Lions won. The Bills look great. I'm excited. We got some good games coming up.
Yeah, let's let me lead it off with the Steeler talk here. I mean, I picked the Bills. I didn't expect us to win,
Right.
but and the way the game started, I mean, it looked like it was going to get bad.
It was very similar to the Cowboys game.
Yeah,
It was creepy similar.
and then we managed to claw our way back in.
Yep.
And just couldn't get the stop when we needed the stop. And I know what excuses are like assholes, but I firmly believe that if you plug TJ Watt into that game, it's either
Oh,
a hell of a lot
it's
closer.
definitely a different game.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then, I mean, look, the ongoing theme all year long has been officiating, and it was bad. That last play to George Pickens was a fucking egregious DPI, if not holding.
Oh, it's
Like,
definitely holding. But
yeah,
it depends on
yeah,
it
at the
depends on
very
if the ball was
least.
in the air. I can't remember the replay. I remember the play, but I can't remember if the
Yeah,
ball
I
was in
would
the
have
air
been
or not.
happy with a hold because it's a first
Sure.
down, and that
10 yards.
changes the whole
Yep.
fucking look of the game. Um, then we had an issue on a field goal attempt where a player had his hands in Dan Moore's face, and Dan Moore just slapped his hands away. 15-yard penalty on the kickoff, and Buffalo runs right down and scores. We had Stephon Diggs, who ran out of bounds, grabbed a Steeler Gatorade, and like faked like he was drinking it or whatever. Like I hate taunting. I hate that it's even a penalty.
Right.
But is that not taunting? You know what I
Supposed
mean?
to be. Look, yeah.
The Josh Allen touchdown, there was just an unbelievable wide open, like you wouldn't even say that, holding happens on every play, but that's usually like within the line. This
Mhm.
was as he's breaking through the line, the corner or safety, I'm sorry, Eric Rowe was trying to get away, and you could see the offensive lineman turn his body right there in front of the back judge. Like,
Yeah. What
it
6 foot something big Neanderthal quarterback runs 52 yards for a touchdown through defenders and not a single holding call?
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
doesn't
I
happen.
mean, it was blatant. Like I said, it'd be one thing if it was within the interior line. That shit happens. I'm not going to get mad at it because it happens every single play. But this was fucking egregious. And then the whole Josh Allen fake slide thing. It's not against the rules, I guess, as of right now. He does it a lot. But how are you supposed to tackle quarterbacks when they pull some shit like that? Because then later in the game, Miles Jack, same thing.
Well,
He's running at him, and he slides at the very last second, and Miles Jack did everything under God's
yep.
power to not hit him.
Right.
I mean, and they called the 15-yarder on that.
Yeah, and
Like,
the
just
fake slide is illegal. I can't remember what quarterback did it and then ended up scoring a touchdown on the play, and they made it illegal the very next year. And this was 2 or 3 years ago.
that's
Might
college,
have,
and it was Kenny Pickett.
was it college?
Yes, Kenny Pickett did it.
Okay, I thought it was NFL.
Yeah, I I don't think they've made it illegal in the NFL yet, but it's something that you got to look at because, or look, quarterback, if you slide literally right in front of a defender that's running, they need to either make that reviewable or whatever, because these guys are getting paid millions of dollars to tackle whoever has the fucking ball. If you're running full speed at a guy and he decides to slide 2 steps in front of you, what are you going to
Right.
do? Bodies in motion tend to what? Stay in motion. Like,
Yeah. We all went to high school. Most of us, anyway.
What up, Rymac? Sorry, this isn't what you probably expected, but hey,
He can take his comment and leave. That's all I gotta say.
yeah, he's one of our radio brethren.
He's
Um,
his team's got
Mason
a hell of a
Rudolph,
game coming up.
yeah, Mason Rudolph, a little shaky at first, but I think you could say that about the entire offense. That was a bad pick, but I like the way that he bounced back. You know, he was unwavered,
No,
played a good game.
I think he played a fine game.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, just the defense just wasn't there this time. Just didn't. There wasn't enough pieces there to help. And I mean,
agreed.
The Bills are a high scoring offense. You know, they've got a lot of weapons. They have the potential to put up 30 or 40 points on anybody.
For sure.
And when you're missing the best defensive player in the league,
Yeah.
you know, arguably,
Not to
and
mention we're on like fifth and sixth string middle linebackers.
yep,
Joey Porter. Oh, that's the other one. Joey Porter Jr. The hit from behind from the offensive lineman that concussed him. If that ain't a penalty, I don't know what is. If you get a chance,
I
look
don't
up
remember
that
that
play.
one. Yeah, I don't remember
Yeah,
that one.
it was another Josh Allen run, and Porter came up to make the tackle, and he goes down, and it was kind of a scrum. It was between just two guys, and an offensive lineman came and just barreled into the back of Joey Porter Jr.
Wouldn't
And,
that be a
and
defenseless player at that point? No different than a
exactly,
receiver
he had to leave the game, concussion protocol. Like, what are we doing?
or targeting at that point. You're an offensive
Yeah,
lineman going up against
yeah, because I mean,
a safety
literally
that's half your
dove
size.
into his back. I don't know how that's not a penalty.
I don't know. The officiating has been league
Terrible
wide,
this year.
in my opinion,
Yeah,
just
all
absolutely
season long.
horrendous.
Absolutely.
You know, they put out statements that they're focusing on this, they're focusing on that, they're watching this, they're watching that. No, it's your job to do it all. Every
Yeah.
game, every play, no matter what. And it really does seem that it's favoring Vegas.
It sure seems that way. And again, hate to get into conspiracy
Right.
theories
Yeah.
and everything, but guess what the NFL gets now? Josh Allen versus Patrick Mahomes.
With Patrick Mahomes' first away game ever in his
Yeah.
playoff career. Revenge
So
game.
while in my heart of hearts, I don't believe that that's the case, but I'm like, if documents were to come out and say that, officials were told to call things one way to get that matchup, I wouldn't be surprised. Let me just put it that way.
No, it's 100% going that way. 100%. There's no way that it's not. I'm not going to say scripted because that's not what this is. I'm not even sure what the name for it is. Influenced.
I
It's
could definitely see that.
highly suggested that we
Yeah.
lean this way. I mean,
Yeah, this is the matchup we want. So maybe, you overlook some things
before
and
this season, name one game where there was a team that was never penalized. Name one. Because it's happened
I
twice
couldn't.
this
year. Yeah. Yeah, and Buffalo, the penalties between us and versus Buffalo, I don't know what the exact number was, but it was bad. Very, very one-sided.
Yeah, well, the Eagles, 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, didn't have a single penalty against the Cowboys.
Oh, I do
Not
remember
one.
that. Yeah.
That doesn't happen. I mean, come on.
And even George Pickens after the game said, you can't beat the Buffalo Bills and the refs. So he's probably going to get a nice little fine, but it is what it is.
Every time I go. Let's see.
I was looking for penalty yards, but I don't see it here. Either way, it wasn't great. And the ones that we did have absolutely were killers. So yeah. like I said, we kind of expected to lose, but to lose that way sucked because
Yeah.
the delay only helped the Bills. I pretty much called it when I said that the biggest thing that scared me was middle of the field tight ends and how do they score their first 2 touchdowns?
Tight
Dawson
ends.
Knox
Each
and
one,
Kincaid. Yeah.
which was an NFL record, playoff record.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
first
Pittsburgh had 6
playoff game.
penalties for 50 yards. Buffalo had
Yep,
2 penalties for 24 yards.
Yeah, I just saw it. Yep. Which 6-2, that's not a bad number for a playoff game.
Yeah,
That
it's
to
not
me,
terrible.
you're letting them play pretty well.
But the
I mean, it
the
is
ones that weren't called and the
sure.
ones that, that's what hurt the most. Like
Yeah,
the
I mean, it's
DPI
obviously
on George.
lopsided. 6-2
Yeah.
is obviously lopsided, but I watched most of the game. I missed almost the entire fourth quarter. Had to go to bed, but
Yeah. 3 no calls basically turned the tide in that game. That's the DPI, the late hit on Porter, and then the no call on the hold on Josh's touchdown.
right.
Completely changed the outcome of the game. But it is what it is. We'll talk more Steelers here in the future, but let's get to your boys. Full disclosure, I did not watch all of it. I did see some bits and pieces, but
Well, you watched
what
the
was
first half because I got text message proof.
Well,
that
I flipped
you
it on.
watched
I
at
was
least the
like,
first
oh,
quarter, I think.
yeah.
But no, it was fucking terrible, man. It was probably the worst game, playoff, regular season, it doesn't matter, that I've ever seen the Cowboys play.
Well, then Jerry Jones called it the worst loss since he's been the owner.
Yeah, in my, I'd say, at least 25-ish plus years of watching the Cowboys I can remember. Worst game, hands down. Terrible fucking play calling, terrible decision making. Defense didn't show up. They were not ready to play. Dan Quinn was distracted, in my opinion. He had interviews and phone calls and all the other kind of shit all week. He should have been focusing on that fucking playoff game. The offensive line didn't look ready. Dak was trying to do shit that he hasn't done all season. He was squeezing balls into places he shouldn't have been. CeeDee Lamb doesn't have but like 4, 5, 6 catches all game, no touchdowns. And it's the Green Bay was able to
the
run
expectations coming in for Dallas, this was a game that they should have won, but
absolutely. And I knew
hats off to Jordan Love. Jordan Love played his ass off.
Oh, and Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones is the best running back to ever play in Dallas behind Emmitt Smith.
I was going to say, wait a minute.
And he's never worn a Cowboys jersey. That guy is 6-0 in AT&T Stadium.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He's never lost to the Cowboys in AT&T Stadium. The Green Bay Packers now have more playoff wins in Dallas than Dallas does in the last 20 years.
Wow.
I fucking hate the Packers with a passion. And they're not even in my division.
Well,
but they
probably the same way
they eliminate us
feel
from
about
more
the 49ers.
They eliminate us from more playoff games than any team in the last 2 decades.
Yeah,
and they deserve that win.
That.
They ran all over us. Jordan Love played a career game, which he needed to win that game. Those young receivers played their hearts out. The defense got after the quarterback. It was a good team win by Green Bay. Congratulations. You beat us. And that's exactly, we helped you. We didn't put our secondary in the game. We put 11 men in the box and blitzed 3 of them. The other ones just sat in a chair and watched. And it was just absolutely, and I don't know who would want to hire Dan Quinn after that game. Sure, he's good, but if that's what you're going to give us in the playoffs, why the fuck do I want to hire you?
Yeah.
That was terrible. And that's been the thing for years.
So that's how
terrible.
that's how the picks turned out. I was 5-1 because the Houston Texans throttled the
Yes, they
Cleveland
did.
Browns.
Which
Uh,
I thought was going to be way closer. I didn't. I split that game because you picked Houston, and I really wanted Cleveland and Flacco to go. I wanted to see how far they could go. But yeah, that was an ass whooping. It was fun to watch. It was a
yeah, I
fun
mean,
game. I love
like I
ball.
said, CJ Stroud, man, when he was on McAfee, just something about
Yeah,
the way he reacted to them
okay.
saying that they said he didn't have a chance and blah, blah,
Yep.
blah. And man, did he play well.
Their whole team played well. It was an all around good game. It was great. It was fun to watch. I didn't think it was going to be like that, but
And
Flacco
supposed
played.
favorite for defensive player of the year. Where were you, Miles?
Yeah.
Three
Yep.
tackles. 3 tackles. Oh, but he has a high pass rush win rate. Well, if you win so many pass rushes, why don't you have any sacks?
Sure.
Dude had 1 sack since November, and he's gonna
Yeah. You
get
say the
the
same thing
fucking
about Micah
defensive player
Parsons.
of the year. Yeah,
Yeah, he gets after the quarterback, but he never gets a hand on him. I mean, he's got
doesn't
13
get
sacks
home.
this
Yeah,
year, but I mean, he can get there, but he's just, I don't know if he's just a step too slow or, he just can't shed that block at the right time. He's getting one more shimmy, one more step, one more something. He don't get home. Miles Jack didn't do shit. I mean, or Miles Garrett, he didn't do a
yeah,
fucking thing. Like, he wasn't even playing.
yeah. 3 tackles is what he finished with.
But he was going up against Tunsil, and Tunsil's a hell of a left tackle.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
dude can play ball.
That meme I sent you, I fucking almost did a spit take when I saw that. I thought that was fucking hilarious. Let's see. Lions, Rams, great game. That was fun to
Outstanding.
watch.
It was.
It was honestly the only game that was close.
Yeah, I didn't care. I didn't care that I lost. The Rams were hot. It wasn't a bad pick. They lost by 1. There was a couple coaching and time management decisions there that I didn't like, but they got beat. The Lions outplayed them. They really did. Dan Quinn outcoached them. Um, it was fun. It was really cool to see the Lions win their playoff game at home.
Yeah. Uh, Chiefs, Dolphins again. Chiefs didn't score a lot of touchdowns, but
I didn't even watch, but maybe 12 plays of that entire game. I was doing other stuff.
yeah, they just they kept the Chiefs out of the end zone quite a bit. I don't
Yep.
remember how many field goals. I think they ended up with 4 field goals, maybe. But yeah, Dolphins were never really a threat there.
No. And
Same thing
then
with the
Patrick
Eagles.
Mahomes, the helmet. You
Yeah,
saw that, I'm sure.
yeah, so cold his fucking helmet shattered.
Yep.
Which there's another officiating blunder.
Yeah, he obviously
NFL
got
rules.
hit in the head or neck area.
Well, not only that, but NFL rules state that a change of equipment requires a timeout, and they literally
A
gave him a new helmet in between
a
plays.
referee timeout or a team timeout?
I believe a team timeout.
That's huge.
Yeah,
I mean, granted, the score probably wouldn't have mattered any, but losing a timeout, because that was in
yeah,
the second half, wasn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah, losing a timeout in the second half is huge.
Yeah, they literally swapped out helmets in between plays, and they did nothing. But it is what it is.
Well, he played a play or
Uh,
two with it broke, didn't he?
I think so. Yeah, before they
Which
realized how
that's
fucked up
another
it
thing
was.
that the back judge, or not the ref, not the umpire, but the referee touches the ball every play. He's right there next to the quarterback. How do you not see that?
Yeah, yeah, yep. It's pretty fucked up. And then the Eagles. Like, what the fuck?
I knew it. We both said it. No, you can't
Yeah,
trust them, man. They looked
no.
terrible the last 6 or 7 weeks.
Yep. You go 10
10-1
and
didn't
1.
matter. Go
Yeah.
ahead. You can have your 10-1. I'll go 5 and 6 the first 11 and then win a playoff game. I don't give a fuck about your 10-1.
Well, you know what it reminded me of painfully? The 2021 Steeler team that started, I think it was 21. It was either 20 or 21. Started out 11-0. I
Mm-hmm.
believe they finished 12-4 and then got bounced by Cleveland
Right.
literally from the first snap that went over Ben's head into the end zone and then the route was on.
Yep.
It was a lot like that. Like they looked, you know, yeah, their record was great, but you could just tell something was
Something was
off.
off. Yep.
And then when it came crunch
And
time, yeah, it
yeah, I
exposed. Like you're
and
not
I
as good
called it.
as your record showed.
Yeah, I called it in the Dallas game too. The game started doing the pregame show. Said, "Well, shit, we better get." We ordered pizza. I said, "I better run down the road real quick and grab our food and come back." And I was on my way. It was only 7 miles or so down the road. On the way back, it started, and just that first drive from Green Bay, I was like, "Uh-oh, something's weird." I looked over at my oldest daughter. So I said, "We're going to lose this game." I was like, "You watch. Dallas is going to get beat." I was like, "Where's our defense? Where's the intensity? What the fuck is going on?" I was like, "Oh, who was it? Was it the Bill? Might have been the Bills. I think it was the Bills that ran through the A gap and the B gap all game for 200 something fucking yards." That's what it looked like. I was like, this is the Bills game all over again. They're going to run right up our guts. Aaron Jones is going to have 8 touchdowns, 400 yards. Jordan Love's going to throw the ball 3 times. We're going to lose 60-12. It's going to be terrible. And I said that.
Against you guys. Yeah, the
Yeah,
Bills
I
fucking
said that.
up and
I
down
said
the
that in
field.
the first quarter, their first drive. I said this something's off, and it just fucking snowballed from there. And that's exactly what happened to the Eagles. Mayfield was doing smelling salts on his way out the tunnel before the game even started. He was pumped, dude. He was ready.
Yeah.
Eagles didn't stand a chance.
How bad did Cleveland fuck up by letting him go? Because he looks like he's a
Oh,
fucking gamer.
I I'm a firm believer in schemes, and the right fit makes everything.
Yeah.
Cleveland is not the right fit for anybody. I don't know if it's the city, the facility, the owner. I don't know. But there's something about Cleveland that just ruins careers.
Yeah. So after all of those results, there's been talk, there's been speculation, and now we have some answers. Both of our coaches are coming back.
Both of our head coaches.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, and
I, I
I didn't see anything official on Tomlin, but he said that he was coming back, but was it announced for sure on
basically
the
it was
ownership?
leaked. Yeah, ownership ain't. Yeah, it's already well known that they want to keep him.
Okay.
That has been said. It was basically up to him, and in the team meeting, he told the guys that yeah, he was all those reports were unfounded, and he is 100% coming back. And all the players got behind him, like TJ, Cam Hayward's, like I don't want to play for another coach, and that's fine. It is what it is. But God damn it, Art Rooney or Tomlin, whatever, get together and hire some competent coordinators
Guys
and
around you.
position
Yeah.
players.
Bring some people
Stop
in
bringing
with
these guys up from, somebody
the
who interned for
CFL
you.
and
Yeah,
the Mexican Soccer League. Yeah. Bring in some real talent, the people who know how to play football, put plays on paper and execute them.
yeah,
Absolutely. And Dallas needs to do the same thing. If Dan Quinn's gone, then Dan Quinn's gone. So what? After this playoff game, fire them all. Fuck it.
yeah.
I'll
And
take
the
I'll take a
bigger the shock to me was McCarthy. Like I fully expected Tomlin would be back.
I didn't.
Whether I agree with it or not, it's a moot point. He's coming back. Whatever. If the players
There's
like him, no player that I can recall has ever come out and said a bad thing about Mike Tomlin. So that's, that says something. But goddamn it, we got to get results.
Yep.
You
And
know,
yeah, I knew McCarthy wasn't going anywhere. Um one major reason is Jerry Jones. He's loyal to a fault. When he hires someone, he doesn't like
I
to admit he
know,
was
but
wrong. But look at what
normally I would agree with that and say that, yeah, I get it. But Belichick,
oh,
Vrabel,
sure.
Harbaugh, Pete
Harbaugh
Carroll,
wouldn't be
although
Dallas.
I don't know that I would hire a 72-year-old Pete Carroll right now.
No,
Um,
Pete
although
Carroll's locked
Belichick's
into the
71.
Seattle. Pete Carroll's locked into in a executive suite. He's going to be some front office guy for Seattle. He ain't even
Yeah, but
looking
he
to
wants
coach.
to coach.
He wants to coach, but I think this year is definitely going to be he ain't coaching this year or next year probably. But Jerry
I mean, at
Jones
that
holds
point,
on.
who's going to take a chance on Pete Carroll in a year or two? He's going to be 73 years old.
Well, our country took their chances with a. Never
Yeah.
mind.
Wrong
But
show.
yeah, sorry. Yeah. But the one thing that is wrong in Dallas is Jerry Jones. Everyone knows it. Jerry probably even knows it. Stephen Jones even knows it. He has too much of a grasp on the day-to-day operations, and that's your boat anchor.
Yeah.
That's what's slowing you down.
Yeah.
He makes too many of the decisions. He doesn't trust his people enough.
And we are exactly the opposite. Our owner doesn't have enough to do with the day-to-day. Like sometimes he needs to step in and say, look, I know the players love you, but you have got to put a better product on the field with
you
the
need to win a
talent that
playoff
you
game this
have.
year. You're gone. Period. End of discussion.
Yeah. His last 5 playoff games he's a defensive-minded head coach, mind you. In the last 5 playoff games, we've allowed an average of like 36, 37 points.
Yeah.
Like that's bad.
And that needed to be part of the conversation in Dallas too. Like, look, Mike, you're 12-5. Great. NFC East champions. Great. Made it to the playoffs. Great. But you fucking lost again. You won't lose another playoff game in Dallas or you're gone.
Yeah, I feel the same about Mike.
Period. And if that's not if that wasn't written into his contract, we're doing a contract update right now.
Yeah.
Get the lawyers in here. If
and
you
then,
lose in the first round of the playoffs again, you're gone.
And Steelers Twitter has been at war, between the whole Mason Rudolph, Kenny Pickett camp, or do we bring somebody else in? No, Kenny's the man. Look, let's look at the fucking quarterbacks that are left.
Let them compete.
Just on the AFC side, CJ Stroud, who is looking like he's going to be a superstar, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and
Lamar Jackson, Tua,
and then look at the quarterbacks that are in the AFC. Aaron Rodgers will be back next year. Anthony Richardson will be back next year. Joe Burrow will be back next year. And then at Pittsburgh, you got Kenny Pickett and Mason Rudolph. Like, I love what Mason did.
They will be right above whoever Cleveland puts under center.
Yeah. Like, they got to make a move.
I mean, they might be above Bryce Young, but
center.
He's NFC.
Center, quarterback, and tackle. We need a right tackle. We need a center, and we need a quarterback, and our offense is set. Defense, we could use another quarter. Pat P either has to move to safety or get out of town. And whether hopefully Cam stays, he's talking about retirement. Don't know if he will or not, but we have to fucking shore up the run defense. Our run defense was terrible this year.
Dallas the same way. I mean, if you look, if teams weren't playing from behind, if they got out to an early lead and were able to run the ball, Dallas didn't know what they were doing. Yeah. We need some big guys up front. We need some run stopping linebackers. Our offensive line, we need a right tackle. Steele's got to go. You move him inside or move him somewhere. But Terrence Steele is a liability. You know, Tyler Smith, young kid, like him, really good. Our center, Biotic, are not, yeah. And Zach Martin, you know, who knows? We need our line needs some help. It's good, it's not bad, but there's a piece missing. There's two pieces missing on the defensive line. We need some big guys in the middle.
Yeah.
And you need them run stop and middle linebackers. Our outside linebackers and ends are fine. Definitely, I mean, we'll get Diggs back. Our secondary is going to be fine with Gilmore, Diggs, Deron Bland. You know, I mean, those three, shit, we're fine. You know, we even have a couple guys for depth there. Dak's got to go. I like him, but I don't like him at the same time. You know, he's I can't remember what show it was, Good Morning Football or something like that was, you know, at what point do we say enough's enough? This is football. We're not talking about how good of a person you are. We're not talking about your Walter Payton Man of the Year award. We're not talking about how good you are in the community, how nice of a guy you are. You're a quarterback of the Dallas fucking Cowboys, the biggest sports franchise in the world.
Yeah.
And you can't win a playoff game. We haven't been to a conference championship since 96. You can't do that as a Dallas Cowboy quarterback. That's not who we are. That's not the culture in Dallas. Just like you can't go and not want to get hit at the Steelers defense. If you're going to play defense for the Pittsburgh Steelers, you better have a black eye and a bloody nose and a couple broken fingers after every fucking practice, let alone a game.
Yeah.
I mean, this piss poor coaching and letting these guys do what they do is exactly what's causing this.
And that was the franchise. Did you see Najee Harris? Did you see Najee's comments?
I did
about how we need more structure and
he's not wrong,
commitment and everything. That. Yeah, like it makes you wonder what who's he talking about? What's going on? There's been rumors that while the players love Tomlin, part of the reason is that they love him is that he kind of lets them take care of themselves. You know, hey, you're grown men.
Yeah, you're grown men.
Do the right thing.
You know, which that could have bad to a point.
Yeah, but this is the new generation. Yeah, this is the new generation. Like he came in with Bill Cowher's guys, so like the culture was there,
right?
And those guys are gone. You know, these are we're in the TikTok generation.
Yep.
You got to slap some hands.
Yeah, you're start, and then you're just gonna keep adding kids that are the NIL generation. That you know they didn't go to college to play football; they went to college to make money.
Yeah.
And now you're in the NFL.
Unfortunately, where we're at.
And now you don't remember how to play football because the last time you played football and got yelled at was in high school.
Yep.
When you were 16, 17 years old. Now you're a 24-year-old, grown man and forgot what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't like the direction of things, but I mean, it is what it is, right? What are your thoughts on Belichick's interview with Atlanta? I
don't think that's not the place for him. I mean, he's got some pieces there he could work with. He did say that he wanted to go to a team that was had some talent, but what was his quote? Damn it. Pretty much saying I want, I just want a turnkey race car and I just want to get in it and drive it. Because the comment he put out was like, I don't want to build a team. I want to coach a team that's capable of winning and make myself look good again.
Yeah. I mean, Atlanta's not terrible in that aspect.
They need a quarterback
is a big question. Yeah.
They need a quarterback.
You got a stud running back.
You got a stud tight end. You got a stud receiver or two.
Good young receivers.
Yep.
Defense is not terrible.
No, it's capable. It's better than New England's defense, and look what they did this year. Yeah,
I thought 100% he was going to end up at Dallas.
If McCarthy was fired, I guarantee you Jerry would have called
Yeah.
and Belichick would have been in Dallas. Because that fits right in his comment that he wants a winning team that's just missing something. Because I'll tell you right now, that would not have happened under Belichick.
No. I
No way.
almost wonder, though, as far as Belichick and Dallas, is that a situation where, because Belichick is not going to stand for an owner that is as
As involved as
hands-on as
Jerry.
Jerry
Yeah, and
Jones.
that would have been that's if he was going to say no, that would be why. It's not the
It almost
players.
makes me wonder if there wasn't a conversation like yesterday between Jerry and Bill,
Could have been.
and Bill's like, "Yeah, you want me, you got to stay your ass in the owner's box." And
Yep.
Jerry, Mike McCarthy's coming back.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, just speculation, but
Sure.
I don't. As close as they may be, I can't see Bill Belichick working for an owner like that. He's going to want total control, that kind of situation. I still think San Diego might be the place where Belichick ends up. Like just looking at
Harbaugh had a good interview down there.
I mean, looking at the guys that are out there, Vrabel, Harbaugh, Belichick, like it's going to be a very interesting offseason. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, and I'm surprised one of them guys isn't locked up yet. I really
No,
am.
me too. Me,
And I
absolutely,
had
me
no
too.
idea that Jared Mayo or Gerard Mayo, whatever how you pronounce his first name,
Gerard,
was penciled in his contract to be the predecessor to Belichick.
successor, yeah.
Yeah, that was in his contract.
Yeah, they would have owed him a lot of money or something like that if they went another direction. But yeah, that very very interesting.
Yeah, and I'm
I
surprised
didn't
that
know
didn't
that
come
either
out.
until after the fact.
Yeah, I'm surprised it didn't come out before that. When the whole talks of is his job in jeopardy? Well, it might be, but even if it is, here's your new head coach because it's already in his contract.
I thought Vrabel might be a lock in there until that
Yeah.
information came out about
Well, we
Gerard
all
Mayo.
did.
So
I could have
yeah,
swore Vrabel was going to be there. He's up on the Ring of Honor or whatever they call it, the Patriots
yeah,
Hall of Fame.
went in this year, yeah,
Yeah,
which gave me hope when the Tomlin story broke because I thought, okay, he's definitely not going to New England. So if Tomlin leaves, where's the best fit? Pittsburgh. Like
mm-hmm.
Mike Vrabel is a fucking Pittsburgh guy. Like so,
He's got that attitude for sure.
absolutely. He's definitely getting a job. Harbaugh, I'm still not 100% sold that he's coming to the NFL yet. I think he
Well,
is, but
if he doesn't, then is Michigan going to give him his no fire me clause?
on the extension,
Yeah, did you see that?
yeah,
Yeah, he said they're working on an extension, but Harbaugh asked that no matter what comes down the pipes from these investigations going on with the NCAA, I want it in my contract. You can't fire me, no matter what they
wow,
find.
that's kind of damning.
Right. He wants a
Huh,
don't fire me clause. You cannot terminate me.
that's wild. Just saw that the Ravens they cut Melvin Gordon
Oh,
today.
he's still playing.
Yeah, yeah, he was their backup. He did it. He fumbled in that game against Pittsburgh.
Well,
Uh,
they've had their running back situation there in Baltimore is interesting. They have what 6 of them?
yeah, it's been sketchy for years now.
Yeah,
They had J.K. Dobbins who went down very early.
yeah. They have
Gus Edwards, yeah,
sleepy, dopey, grumpy Doc. I mean,
yeah.
fuck, they got
Now
them
they
all.
got Dalvin Cook, and they've
Yeah,
had 2
that
weeks
was
to
a
try and
great
get him up
pickup.
to speed.
I think that
So
was a
yeah,
great pickup. I was hoping he
that's
was
gonna
going
be
to go
fun.
Dallas. That was one of the talks because that's one of the pieces missing in Dallas is a 3 down back. Tony Pollard's not it. He's not your guy.
No, yeah, and I
And
mean we said that pretty much at the beginning of the season that
if
he's
Dallas
more of your
doesn't
splash
draft,
play guy.
yeah, if Dallas doesn't draft a big defensive lineman, run stopping lineman, or a linebacker, middle linebacker, they better go early for a 3 down back in the draft. Second round,
Derrick
I'd even
Henry is going to probably be available.
yeah.
You keep Pollard, you bring in Derrick Henry, and now you're back to win Zeke. As long as Derrick can stay healthy.
Right. That's my only concern with him. Is is he going to stay on the field?
A lot of miles on those
A
tires.
lot of miles on them tires.
Yep.
But
A lot of
fucking thing
off-road
runs.
miles.
But the
Yeah.
thing runs, man.
Yeah.
It don't quit.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know.
Absolutely.
And I haven't even really looked at the running back situation in the draft. It'll be interesting to look at here this weekend. Probably.
Well, I know Blake Corum's coming out from Michigan.
Yeah, I saw that. He'll go pretty high.
I haven't seen whether or not Donovan Edwards from Michigan's coming out yet. I think
Corum's the only one I've seen so far, and
yeah, he might be waiting on the Harbaugh situation before he actually makes a call on that.
I think their quarterback declared too, didn't he?
Yeah, McCarthy's
JJ.
coming out. Yep. Yeah. So I don't know about JJ as far as how he's going to do. Very interested to see.
He'll go one of the mid rounds, 3 or 4 probably, and
Yeah.
sit behind somebody for a few years and then dominate. Who knows? I wouldn't mind picking him up in the 3rd, 4th round for Dallas.
I could, if Harbaugh ends up in the NFL, I could see Harbaugh taking him in, like I said, 3rd or 4th round, and
sure,
depending on what his quarterback situation is, wherever he ends up.
Oh hell, I mean, let's watch Harbaugh end up in Atlanta. He interviewed there.
Yeah,
that's a team that needs a quarterback, and Harbaugh would be stupid enough to take JJ early to get him back down there to stay with him.
Yeah, but you plug JJ McCarthy in with fucking Bijan Robinson and fucking Drake London and Kyle Pitts. That could be something.
It's very interesting. It sounds good.
Right. All right. Well, let's pick these divisional games and get on with our Lord's work for the rest of the week.
Yeah. Oh, and Jason Kelsey might be retiring. He hasn't officially.
I think he is,
but I think he's done. But he hasn't officially said it.
Yeah, but on the New Heights podcast, it was like, you get emotional. And he got choked up again. Like,
I'll say it when I say it. I already addressed the guys. But
I think he's done. Who knows? Maybe come June or whatever, maybe he feels invigorated, depending on what Philly does. But yeah, I think he's done, and hell of a career.
Yeah, one more thing before the picks. DeBoer from Washington,
going to Bama.
That came out of fucking left field. I had no, I would have lost so much money. He did what? He probably had plus 10,000 odds in Vegas to be the next Alabama head coach.
Yeah.
But I mean, the dude's a winner.
Yeah. I thought that they would stay SEC or, somebody familiar with the SEC. We'll see.
Yeah.
Like we talked about,
really
you never want to be the guy that follows the guy. And
but
big shoes to fill.
Win.
Yeah. That's a situation where, look, Nick Saban just retired. We can't afford to, lose all these guys to the portal and all this shit. So we need to bring in, here is a guy that just took Washington to the national championship. But yeah, there are guys that have.
Yeah, they just had another big, I think it was a 4-star, maybe even a 5-star big defensive lineman from somewhere in Iowa. Went to high school somewhere in Iowa that just decommitted from or entered the portal out of Alabama.
Yeah.
And then you got a lot of Hawkeye guys
Sanders
saying, come back home.
Got on Twitter, was like, "Hey, come to Colorado."
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be an interesting offseason.
And Goldberg's son, he committed to Colorado.
Bill Goldberg?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
God, he's got a kid old enough to be in college.
Well, fuck, Bill's probably in his.
Yeah, I guess.
I bet he's almost 60.
Yeah, he's in. I think he's in his mid 50s. I think he's like
Yeah, he
54,
was.
55. So yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, he was out of the NFL or wherever the fuck he was when he went into wrestling. So he was in his 30s.
Yeah, he wasn't in the NFL very long.
No, no, neither
I
was
think he.
neither
I
was
think
The
he
Rock.
only lasted a couple of years
Yeah. Brock
before he
Lesnar was
washed
in the
out.
NFL. The Rock was in
He
the
went in
NFL.
after he wrestled, though.
Brock
Brock
did?
Lesnar, yeah, he was because he started in the WWF, WWE, literally fresh out of college. He was a
Oh,
what 2-time national champion and went to the WWE, won the world title, and then left to go to the UFC, or maybe it was the opposite. Maybe he left to go play football, and of course he
yeah,
just preseason.
he did the football thing early because he wasn't very good either.
Yeah,
He
I
played for
think he
Miami.
did the football thing first, and then he was like, "No, I'm going to go UFC," and he
Yeah,
went and dominated there for a few years, and then came back to WWE after the fact. So,
yeah, but yeah,
all
I
right,
saw
let's.
that and I was like, hell, Bill Goldberg's son gonna go play football. That's crazy.
Wow, let's make these picks, huh? Divisional weekend Saturday. We started off 3:30 Central Time. Texans taking on the Ravens in Baltimore. Baltimore's 9-point favorites. Over under is 43.5. Give me the hot hand. I'm riding the horse. Give me
Don't
the
do it.
Houston Texans. I've seen Lamar Jackson play in the playoffs. He hasn't played football, meaningful football, in over 3 weeks. It'll be almost 4 weeks by the time it rolls around. I see some rust. And the way Houston just manhandled the supposed best defense in the NFL, yeah, give me the Texans.
Well, I can't. I got to split with you. The
That's
Ravens are
the
really
Super Bowl pick.
the Ravens are good. They're my preseason Super Bowl pick.
My
You know,
preseason pick is out.
they just picked up Dalvin Cook, which I think is a huge addition um, to that plethora of running backs that they have in their medic tent over there in Baltimore. Um, but yeah, they've had a week. They had a week off. They had a chance to cool down, but they're good.
You're probably right, but I can't do it. Give me the Texans.
Yeah, I mean it's
Then the Saturday night game, Packers 49ers.
49ers.
Niners are a 9-point favorite, over under at 50.5. As well as Jordan Love has been playing. This is just one of those deals, man. Yeah, give me the Niners. I can't see. I think it's going to be. I think it'll be closer than the 9 points. I think that they're going to give them hell.
I
But
think the 49ers are going to blow them out. I think it's going to be one of
yeah,
them games going, yep, see, Packers got lucky. Dallas didn't show up. This shouldn't be happening. Go the fuck home. Yeah.
very possible.
Route.
Then we got Sunday, 2 p.m. That's a weird start time. The
It is.
Tampa Bay Bucks travel to face the Detroit Lions, who have won their
And
first playoff game at home, or maybe anywhere in, what'd they say, 30 plus years, something like that.
since Ford Field's been in existence, it's the only
Oh,
playoff
for
game.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now they get to play another one there. I think we're going to have another Rams game here. I think it's going to be a
Yeah.
tight game.
Fuck yeah, it
Baker is
is.
balling right now, but I think the Lions are going to find a way here.
Man, this is a game I didn't want to pick, but it's a game I want to watch, and I want to watch it on repeat. because I think it's going to be great. Probably one of the best, potentially the best game of the weekend. The next one we're going to talk about might be the best game of the weekend, but these next two definitely are must watches. Man, they both look good. Detroit had some mistakes. The Buccaneers, I mean, are they legit? Did they play a fantastic game and beat a good Eagles team, or were the Eagles just that bad and Tampa Bay looked good but aren't? That's my question.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. You know what? Fuck it. I'll take the Lions. The brand new Detroit Lions at home. Why not?
Yep. And
why not?
Evan Fox is going to be there, 4th row. They talked about that on the show today. And then, of course, the game everybody in the NFL front offices wanted to see.
Yep.
We have the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes playing his first road playoff game in Buffalo, taking on the Bills. Buffalo 3-point favorites, over under 45.5.
It's going to be cold again, but both teams are used to that.
Yep, I believe they're calling for like 20 degrees right now.
Yeah,
as we sit here. I don't think the Chiefs looked good last week as much as the Dolphins looked bad. Plus, the Dolphins' defense is just absolutely decimated.
Yeah, it was an Eagles Buccaneers game. Esque to it.
Bills are one of the hottest teams in football right now.
They're humming.
This is give me the Bills.
Yeah, me too. I've already typed it up.
And I would say my picks right now, not picks, but like the two teams that I want to see in the Super Bowl are the Lions and the Bills. Like, what better story would that be?
I would love to see the Lions and Bills. That would be great.
Like everybody outside of those two cities and the cities of the other, like all the other casual fans, that's the matchup everybody wants.
Absolutely. Nobody wants to see the Niners and the Ravens again, or nobody wants to see. I mean, I don't know anybody other than Niner fans that want to see the Niners.
Yeah,
but I mean, that would be such a cool headline, such a cool game.
Right, two never haves,
two smash mouth footballs. Football teams, two great quarterbacks, two great running backs, two great coaches, two great. I mean, the story behind both of them. How
history.
They went,
I mean, yeah,
how they went. The Lions went from shit to stardom. How the Bills went from where the fuck is our season going to winning 5 or 6 straight, making the playoffs and beating the brakes off people.
Not to mention the whole boy, I love losing Super Bowls.
Yeah. Bring it on.
0-4.
Yeah.
That's definitely the story I want to see. So yeah, the only thing we differ on is what? Texans Ravens, right?
Yep.
All right.
I'm gonna go 4 for 4 this week, I think.
You better.
Very confident.
Already in the hole a little bit there. All right. So that'll wrap that up. And again, we'll talk more in depth about things as the stories break, and
sure,
I'll get into my whole off-season wish list for the Steelers. And
yeah, and I guarantee we'll have some news. There'll be some news next couple of days, Saturday. We'll have a lot.
Yeah, I think we'll start seeing some coaching jobs get filled here within the week.
Yeah, and
early bird gets the worm, and there are some nice worms out there. And
there are some very juicy ones out there for sure.
They're going to want to lock those guys up as soon as possible. So as Steeler and Cowboy fans, we will ride off into the off-season sunset, but we will be back here next week to talk about all of this and whatever else happens. And
and any Packer fans out there, I'll save you a nice warm seat on the couch. So, because you'll be right there with us.
I may have to come and cut that clip just in case.
Cut it. I'll say it again.
All
Packer fans,
right,
I will
folks.
save you a seat right next to us on the couch. Come
Steelers
Saturday
fans,
night.
keep your chin up. There's got to be brighter days ahead, I hope. For
Can't get
fuck's
much
sake.
worse.
So, all right. Well, thanks for watching. We will catch you next week. See ya.
Peace.